Artificial intelligence is the magic of the moment, but this is a story about what's next, something incomprehensible. Tomorrow, IBM will announce an advance in an entirely new kind of computing, one that may solve problems in minutes that would take today's supercomputers millions of years. That's the difference in quantum computing, a technology being developed at IBM, Google, and others. It's named for quantum physics, which describes the forces of the subatomic realm. The science is deep, and we can't scratch the surface, but we hope to explain enough so that you won't be blindsided by a breakthrough that could transform civilization. The quantum computer pushes the limits of knowledge, new science, new engineering, all leading to this processor that computes with the atomic forces that created the universe.
I think this moment, it feels to us like the pioneers on the 1940s and 50s that were building the first digital computers.
Dario Gil is something of a quantum crusader. Spanish-born with a PhD in electrical engineering, Gil is head of research at IBM. How much faster is this than, say, the world's best supercomputer today?
We are now in a stage where we can do certain calculations with these systems that would take the biggest supercomputers in the world to be able to do some similar calculation. But the beauty of it is that we see that we're going to continue to expand that capability such that not even 1 million or 1 billion of those supercomputers connected together could do the calculations of these future machines. So we've come a long way. And the most exciting part is that we have a roadmap and a journey right now where that is going to continue to increase at a rate that is going to be shocking.
I'm not sure the world is prepared for this change.
Definitely not.
We all know that digital computers changed virtually every aspect of our life. Well, the arrival of quantum computers could be even more historic than that. We're now at the initial stages of the next revolution. We're talking about a new generation of computers, the ultimate computer, a computer that computes on atoms, the ultimate constituents of matter itself. The question is, who's involved in this race to perfect quantum computers? And the answer is everyone. All the big players are part of this race because if they're not, Silicon Valley could become the next Rust Belt. Also, anyone who's interested in security is interested in quantum computers. They can crack almost any code that is based on digital technology. That's why the FBI, the CIA, and all national governments are following this very closely. Quantum computers will change everything. The economy, how we solve problems, the way we interact with the universe, you name it, quantum computers will be there. I'm Dr. Michio Kaku, professor of theoretical physics at the City University of New York, and author of Quantum Supremacy, about the rise of quantum computers. You see, computers have gone through 3 basic stages. Stage 1 was the analog computer. So 2,000 years ago, there was a shipwreck. And in the boat that sank was a device, and when you brushed away the dirt and debris, you began to realize that it was a machine of incredible complexity. It was, in fact, the world's first analog computer, and it was designed to map the motion of the moon, the sun, and the planets to simulate the universe. But as we primitive peoples became more prosperous, we had to count things. Count how many cows you had. Count how much profit you made. Analog computers could be based on sticks, bones, whatever it took to count. So this went on for thousands of years until finally we reached the work of Charles Babbage. He creates the ultimate analog computer with hundreds of gears and levers and pulleys, and by turning the crank, you could then calculate longitude, latitude, you could calculate interest rates. It was very valuable to have an instrument like that for the banking industry, for commerce. Then World War II comes along. Babbage's machine is simply too primitive to break the German code, so the job was given to mathematicians like Alan Turing. Alan Turing was the one who codified a lot of the laws of computation into what is called a Turing machine. And of course, it's digital. Now, the digital revolution is based on transistors. It operates on zeros and ones, at the speed of electricity. Every digital computer is a Turing machine. The next step beyond digital computers is the quantum era. Richard Feynman was one of the founders of quantum electrodynamics, but also a visionary. And he asked himself a simple question: how small can you make a transistor? And he realized that the ultimate transistor is an atom. One atom that could control the flow of electricity, not just on or off, but everything in between. We have to go to quantum computers, computers that compute on atoms rather than on transistors. Transistors are based on zeros and one. Reality is not. Reality is based on electrons and particles, and these particles in turn act like waves. So you have to have a new set of mathematics to discuss the waves that make up a molecule. And that's where quantum computers come in. They're based on electrons. And these electrons, how come they have so much computational power? Because they could be in two places at the same time. That's what gives quantum computers their power. They compute on not just one universe, but an infinite number of parallel universes. At the fundamental level, quantum mechanics can be reduced down to a cat, Schrödinger's cat. Let's take a box. In the box, you put a cat. And the question is the cat dead or alive? Well, until you open the box, you don't know. It is alive and dead simultaneously. It's in a superposition of two states. In other words, the universe has split in half. In one half, the cat is alive. In the other universe, the cat is dead. That's the basis of the quantum theory, that until you make a measurement, the cat can exist in both states simultaneously. In fact, in any number of states simultaneously. The cat could be dead, alive, playing, jumping, sideways, sick, any number of states. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because this summarizes the power of quantum computers. Quantum computers compute on parallel universes. That's why they are so powerful. So how much faster is a quantum computer over a digital computer? In principle, infinitely faster. When we talk about digital computers, we can measure their power in terms of bits. For example, spin up, spin down, zeros and one, would constitute 1 bit. For a large digital computer, we're now talking about billions of bits that are modeled by transistors. Except now, quantum computers talk not just about spin up or spin down, but everything in between. That's called a qubit. 1 qubit represents all the possibilities of an object spinning between up and down. Thousands of qubits can now be modeled with the latest generation of quantum computers. Eventually, we hope to hit 1 million. So let's face it, there are hurdles affecting the growth of quantum computers. but they pale in comparison to the benefits that may be unleashed by quantum computers. We're talking about opening the floodgates. Take a look, for example, of food supply. The green revolution that allows us to feed the population of the world is slowly coming to an end. We're trying to use quantum computers to unlock the secret of how to make fertilizer from nitrogen. Take a look at energy. Quantum computers may be able to create fusion power by stabilizing the superhot hydrogen inside a fusion reactor. And take a look at medicine. You realize that life is based on molecules. Molecules that can create Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, cancer. These diseases are beyond the reach of digital computers. But hey, this is what quantum computers do. We'll be able to model diseases at the molecular level. And that's why we hope to cure the incurable using quantum computers. We're talking about turning medicine upside down.
We're going to witness medical history. Today we're going to create Weapon X.
Imagine a world where the boundaries between man and machine blur, where our very essence merges with the most advanced technological wonders. Quantum computing and artificial intelligence aren't just reshaping the digital realm. They promise to revolutionize medicine, offering us unprecedented insights into our own biology. What if, nestled within these entangled qubits and self-learning algorithms, lies the secret to unlocking digital immortality?
Yeah, I think that artificial intelligence will give us the key to genetic immortality. You see, in the coming decades, everyone's going to have their gene sequenced. We'll have billions of genomes of old people, billions of genomes of young people. And what are we going to do with it? We're going to run it through an AI machine to look for the age genes. In other words, the fountain of youth that emperors, kings, and queens lusted over. The fountain of youth will be found by artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will identify where these age genes are located. First of all, what is aging? We now know what aging is. Aging is the buildup of errors. That's all aging is, the buildup of genetic errors. This means that cells eventually become slower, sluggish, they go into senescence, and they die. In fact, that's why we die. We die because of the buildup of mistakes in our genome and our cellular activity. But you see, in the future, we'll be able to fix those genes with CRISPR-type technologies and perhaps even live forever. And if we cure many of the mistakes that build up in the mitochondria of the cell, we could become immortal.
Throughout history, we've sought a secret to eternal life, often in legends and magical potions. Today, instead of ancient tales, we're turning to the world of technology and the vastness of quantum computing for that secret. As AI dives deeper into the vast ocean of our genetic code, it identifies patterns, mutations, and solutions at a pace previously deemed impossible. Imagine correcting genetic anomalies even before they manifest, or rejuvenating aging cells to their youthful vitality. Quantum computing takes this a step further. With its unparalleled processing power, it simulates complex biological systems, unlocking secrets of aging and disease that have eluded us for centuries. As AI provides the intelligence and quantum computers provide the horsepower, we're inching closer to manipulating life's very essence. There's an enticing promise that one day, through this symbiosis of biology and technology, we could halt, or even reverse, the sands of time. Age could become just a number, and our life stories, instead of concluding, might just evolve into newer, longer chapters. The dream of radically extending lifespan, once the stuff of legends, may find its answer not in magic, but in the marvels of science and technology.
That's the power of quantum computers. And now let's talk about cancer, Parkinson's. Let's talk about Alzheimer's disease. Of course, we've now been able to sequence the DNA of plants, animals, and what can we do with it? Well, not much. First of all, this is how we make the new next wonder drug. Thousands of petri dishes shown here. You put the germ in each one, and then you put a chemical in each petri dish, hundreds, thousands of them, and then what do? You cross your fingers. You cross your fingers and hope and pray that one of them works and kills a germ. Now, think about it. You just take all sorts of chemicals and then you apply them to germs and cross your fingers and hope that one of them kills the germs. This is how we make wonder drugs. That's why they cost $1 billion. It costs about $1 billion to market one wonder drug. In the future, we'll do it in the memory of a quantum computer. The memory of a quantum computer will now do chemistry. Now, some people say, will this put chemists out of work? Well, chemists who do not use quantum computers will be out of a job. Chemists who do use quantum computers will thrive. That is the future of quantum computers, to be used as a tool for chemists, biologists. And look at Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is incurable. And it means that people in their 80s, about 50% of them have dementia. Why? Because of this. That's the protein that gums up the brain. Now we realize, using MRI and other chemical techniques, we now realize that this thing gums up the brain, causing Alzheimer's, but there are two types of this protein. One bends to the right, one bends to the left. It turns out the one that bends to the right kills you. That's why we have problems with Alzheimer's disease. But the one that bends to the left does not. You can have gum all over your brain, amyloid proteins in your brain, and be clear-minded. Why is that? It means there's not a one-to-one correspondence between the protein and Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because only one variety causes it. With quantum computers, in the future, we may be able to separate the left and the right, curing Alzheimer's disease, the disease of the century. And what else can we do with this thing? We can also use it to give unlimited power with fusion. Mother Nature does not use oil and coal for energy. Mother Nature does not use uranium for energy. In fact, the only place in the galaxy that we know of where uranium is used for power is on the planet Earth. What does Mother Nature use? Fusion power. And we're going to create fusion on the Earth. Why has it taken so long to create a fusion reactor? Because of the instability of the plasma, the hydrogen gas. With supercomputers, with quantum computers, we should be able to stabilize the gas to create an operating fusion plant to power the world, to save us from global warming. And what else can we do with this thing? This is the largest atom smasher on the planet Earth, outside Geneva. This is the Large Hadron Collider. What do we do with it? We smash atoms, hoping to recreate the birth of the universe. And how do we model this? With quantum computers. One of the first things we've done now is to put a quantum computer to analyze when two protons are smashed together in order to create a theory of the universe. In other words, the Big Bang, we think, will eventually be decoded by a quantum computer. And hopefully it'll answer the question, why are we here? As I said before, I work in string theory. This is the reason why I got interested in this. String theory is so powerful, but so complicated, that the human mind is incapable of solving it. We think maybe a quantum computer can solve this problem.
In a recent development, scientists from Russia and China have successfully demonstrated quantum communication over a satellite. The test, spanning an impressive 3,800 kilometers from Russia to China, utilized China's quantum satellite, MOZI. This collaboration between the two nations aims to establish advanced encrypted communication networks, potentially benefiting BRICS-aligned countries. The MOZI satellite, also known as Mikyus, has been in orbit since 2016 and is primarily managed by the Chinese Academy of Science. The joint effort between Chinese and Russian scientists began in 2020, leading to a full quantum communication experiment in March 2023.
In 2024, China has made significant strides in this field. They've successfully implemented quantum key distribution, a technique that uses quantum states to transmit secret keys for encryption. This ensures that any attempt to eavesdrop would be immediately detected, making the quantum internet virtually unhackable. Moreover, China has launched the world's first quantum satellite, Mixius, which can securely send and receive quantum encrypted messages. They've also established a 2,000-kilometer quantum link between Beijing and Shanghai, the longest of its kind in the world. So, with quantum internet, we could experience a whole new level of speed and security. It's like moving from a crowded, risky marketplace to a private, super-fast highway. And with China leading the pack, the quantum leap is closer than we might think. But why is China at the forefront of this technological revolution, you may ask? Well, there are several reasons for this, and they all stem from a strategic commitment at the highest levels of the Chinese government. Firstly, China's government has been the driving force behind the country's quantum leap. They've recognized early on that quantum technology holds the key to the future of global communication and have been pouring resources into its development. They've implemented a comprehensive national strategy for quantum science that includes heavy investment in research and development, infrastructure, and talent cultivation. Secondly, China's research and development investment in quantum technology has skyrocketed in recent years. The country has been channeling billions of dollars into quantum research, outpacing other major players in the field. This massive influx of funding has accelerated the pace of breakthroughs, propelling China to the forefront of the quantum race.
Imagine you have a magical box that can create anything you want. You can ask it for an apple, and there's an apple. Ask for a pencil, and there's a pencil. Even ask for a unicorn, and there's a unicorn. Here's the strange part. The box doesn't decide what to create until you open it and look inside. Before you look, it could be creating anything. It's only when you open the box that it chooses and becomes just one thing: the apple, pencil, or unicorn. All these possibilities exist simultaneously inside the box. This is similar to how particles in quantum mechanics work. Before they're observed, they exist in a state where they could be many things at once. When observed, they collapse into one state. One interpretation of this is the Copenhagen interpretation. It suggests that observing a particle is what causes it to take on a definite state. This process is known as wave function collapse. The act of measurement interacts with the particle in such a way that it can no longer remain in superposition. Instead, it takes on a single, definite state. In our story, opening the box and looking inside is like observing the particle, making it become just one thing.
Now, NVIDIA has made a breakthrough in quantum computing with the introduction of its new Q2Q centers. These centers are designed to integrate the principles of quantum mechanics with NVIDIA's existing technology. Quantum computing is a new frontier that promises to solve problems that are currently beyond the reach of classical computers. Through the combination of quantum mechanics with its powerful infrastructure, NVIDIA aims to make quantum computing more accessible and practical. This advancement puts NVIDIA at the cutting edge of quantum technology, opening up new possibilities for the future of computing. With their pioneering efforts in both AI and quantum computing, NVIDIA continues to lead the way in technological innovation, paving the path for exciting developments in the digital world. So what exactly is NVIDIA Q2Q? Q2Q is NVIDIA's open-source platform for hybrid quantum computing. This means it helps combine quantum computers with traditional computers to work together effectively. Q2Q provides tools to simulate and program these hybrid systems, making it easier for scientists and developers to use quantum computing.
In this segment of You Win News Tech Bites, what you just seen is the power of quantum entanglement. We will be able to send a photon to any planet in the universe and instantaneously be able to communicate with it, or possibly visit another version of yourself, a relative or loved one in the multiverse, which is a copy of our world. Quantum computing is the next phase of development in human evolution. Combined with artificial intelligence, the advancements are almost limitless. If you're interested in learning more about AI or quantum computing, visit quantumtechdigitalai.com. We will have links to free classes from the top AI and quantum computing companies and universities from around the world. See you next time on Universal World iNews. Covering news in this world and beyond.